getting a chance like that was convenient.
Aha.
I feel like they did kind of pick to play a little slow in the laning phase. And I don't know if that's ever a good idea against TSM, given how quickly they are playing, but we'll let the team sort it out for us, because they are going to see the draft here for game number 2. Cloud9 swapping to the blue side, TSM now going to hang out on the red. There's the Sivir ban once again from Cloud9, TSM responding kind with a red side Vladimir ban.
Interesting Sivir ban here from Cloud9. Sneaky not, doesn't look like they're willing to go that route again, as TSM showed a pretty good counter last time around, yet they don't want to let Doublelift get a handle on that, because you talk about trying to keep up and make decisions and, you know, keep pace. If the other team has got Sivir, it's harder to keep pace.
Certainly can be, as Karma, speaking of speed, also going to get banned away here. A theme is emerging, Kobe.
Can they ban out the coin now, the ancient coin, so there will be no upgrade into the extra speed for TSM? As of right now, they'll focus very early on from Cloud9 in that area. This means that there's a lot of mid lane champions that could get through. TSM are taking care of a lot of the big ones here, since they are the ones on red side. Do not get the opportunity to first pick. They're not going to let Rise get through. Not as confident as Cloud9 were last game in letting Bjergsen play that.
Yeah, it seems like on the red side, TSM just happy to say, we'll take all the mages off the table this time. Have Cassio and Azir as the other two that were banned away in the last game, I believe. So with 2 banned already, there's Cloud9 going to once again ban the Rek'Sai away. So TSM going to have to give something away here on the mid lane front. Maybe just decide to not ban another mid laner, but it is Azir that's the ban here.
So are Cloud9 willing to go into a Nidalee-paced game again? It looks like they are. Maybe Meteos wants to switch up his pick. I don't really see Cloud9 early round picking up Nidalee, especially for Meteos. So let's see here. They've got, so many options, and they go with the wave protection, disengage, level 1 priority. A lot of things come in the package when you pick up Braum.
Definitely a faster support than Soraka, let's say, if you want to make an impact in the earlier stages of the game. So I do like it from Cloud9. They'll steal that one away from Bifrost. And of course, we'll go into the hands of Bunny Fufu, who is joining in off the bench here for the second game for Cloud9. TSM, though, plenty of things open. As the crowd gives a bit of a cheer for Talia. Haven't seen her yet in the North American LCS. Maybe today. I know Bjergsen's been apparently playing it quite a bit.
I mean,
ranked.
Yeah, I would definitely expect to see her. She's extremely powerful on 613. Pretty much warranting nerfs. I think they're already working on some, but we'll see if she does get picked up. Right now, the most surprising thing to me is how quickly she can clear waves with level 1 Q and just like 3-shot the backline with 1 activation. There it is,
wow,
though, the Lucian for
it.
double lift. And they actually combo with the counter initiation of their own with Cassiopeia, kind of daring Cloud9 to be the ones to make the move, since they're facing Braum already.
Definitely respect to Jensen there, taking away the mage that they offered up Cloud9 but banned away in the first game. Bjergsen going to take it into the mid lane this time around. Doublelift though, sticking to what he knows. With Lucian unbanned, he'll take that as well. Jensen now going to be the one to hover that Talia, but we give Cloud9 a bit of time to work out these next few picks here. Don't have to give too much away, as TSM have already shown quite a lot with 2 of their carries on the table.
Interesting. Talia here. I mean, Talia does open up so many, early gank opportunities where you can cut off a side lane, and especially if they've blown flashes, really secure some multi-man moves. Right now, though, gonna be the same old stuff here for Meteos, right back on that Gragas.
Yep, I mean, his play definitely was trying to be proactive and set up ganks. I like that element of play from Meteos in game 1. Jin also unbanned this game, so Sneaky will take it into the Lucian matchup, something that he's very comfortable with, and Jin Braum is a pretty brutal 2v2.
It is, because, it does provide some more security for Jin. They've got Braum and Gragas peeling for Jin, helps out a tremendous amount. Now, if I'm on TSM side and I'm seeing that Jin pick, immediately what you think is you need a tank. Jin loves to play against comps that don't have a main tank who's going to soak up the bullets. Because the biggest thing there for Jin is picking people off. He has huge burst damage. He builds flat armor penetration, which is so good if the team is full of squishies, but gets nullified pretty quickly if there is a huge main tank on the enemy team. And if you do go that route and pick up the main tank, then usually you can also outscale the Jin squad, because Jin will fall off in DPS on that target. He has a hard time getting around the big bodies. As of right now, though, TSM not showing their top lane. and not showing one of those big bodies.
Yep, just Elise and Bard, so pretty good support squad there for TSM. Svenskeren gonna take the Elise that you thought Meteos might have a go at in game number 1, but doesn't have it here. And Biofrost, this is starting to become pretty standard into Jin specifically. He's going to be taking Bard, which probably fine against Braum as well.
Yeah, we'll see the interaction where as soon as Sneaky tries to ultimate, gets off maybe one shot, Bard from pretty much anywhere can instantly ult the Jin, cancel the ultimate. Jin's also in stasis out of the fight, so no DPS from the backline. Plus, he also can do the same thing in trying to set up picks on Jin. Since Jin does not have the mobility. Cloud9 though, they rounded out with the Gnar on the top side for Impact once again. He just feels comfortable on that champion all around. Not necessarily trying to counter pick Hanser in the last game on Aurelia. It's pretty touch and go there, that matchup, whichever one does get swayed. See what Hanser decides to go with here though. Again, I would definitely recommend a large body, some sort of at least healthy champion here to try and play frontline against Jin.
Got Victor, of course, for Jensen, so it should be pretty safe.
Large tanky body.
Got banned in game 1. Pretty popular
How did that one get through? How did we not remember that? The Shen is on board. Shen absolutely makes Jin's life hell. Jin only has 4 bullets. Shen can block them with Spirit's Refuge. He can also soak all of the ultimates shots just by standing in front of them, because he's going to build full tank. Building full tank means you're going to be at higher health as well, probably, and be able to soak those. So I do like that. TSM not leaving that weakness in their composition, rounding it out here. Plus, they have the added confidence that you Shen ultimate on the Cassiopeia. She can get right in there and use the ult pretty offensively as well. And it also has the added bonus of cross-map plays. You can play a lot off of Bard picks as well. So TSM with that last flex pick there add a lot of options to their squad.
And again, another strong, consistent draft for TSM. Horns are going to change it up, get away from the Aurelia, go into that big tanky Shen, which was left up after that first game though. Curious to see how this one works out. I think we've definitely had some shift in the draft here, but it really does just come down to play. We talked about TSM sort of playing the same champions over and over. It's usually because they're comfortable in-game more than anything else. C9 going to have to compete here with the picks that they've made.
Yep, and C9 should feel very comfortable on all these champions. These are some of their favorite champions for Impact and Sneaky. Bunnyberry at home as well. And we'll see how they are able to handle the early game. Svenskeren, again, is going to look to make early moves. This time around, though, it'll probably be early ganks rather than counter jungling. I don't expect to see a 3 buff this time around from TSM. And Meteos should be okay. Shall see, though. Meteos he's one of the most outspoken junglers, too, about hating just even wards in his own jungle. Hates when people are invading, hates when people are getting in there. So TSM have one of the most annoying playstyles for Meteos to play against.
Well, we'll see if C9 can adjust here in game number 2, because we're out onto Summoner's Rift for the second time this evening. TSM looking for another 2-0 sweep. Cloud9 going to see if they can prevent that, because if they want to be the first team to take down TSM, they are going to need to win this game at least.
It's got to be here, because TSM are looking to 2-0 this series already with a very confident win in game number 1. Spreading out here, it looks like it might be mirrored wards, as Jensen and Cloud9 might go for a 3-man invade with Braum. Always got to respect the Braum, though. Double lift, immediately dropping the ward and vacating the area.
Yep, pretty cute there from Cloud9, but actually a relatively shallow ward. Just sort of hits it at the Gromp blue buff intersection. Actually, mostly just the Gromp there, but has plenty of vision. Double lift was spotted, but he's going to hang around this bottom tower for a little while longer. We'll see if TSM or Cloud9 want to swap things up as far as the overall laning goes, but right now everyone's sitting in standard positions, so may just hold there. As even Bjergsen's going to make sure nobody peeks their way too far in.
Yeah. I really want to see why Cloud9 picked this Gnar as well again, because Impact's Shen has been great, and it was available, but they decide to go with the Gnars, and he's going to get a 1-versus-1 matchup versus the Shen.
Well, actually had a pretty good go against the Aurelia last time around. We'll see if Impact can bully in the mini Gnar form. Meteos and Impact, though, going to start on this Gromp. And looks like we will have standard lanes in this one as well.
Yeah, he did pretty well. Plus, there was a lot of focus from Meteos onto Hanser, and ganking for Impact on the Gnar. See if Cloud9 continue with that strategy to try and open up Impact's teleport plays. Well, or if Meteos decides to deviate. Cassiopeia is definitely a great target for junglers. Whenever you see her, doesn't have the escapes. C9 do miss out on last hits for all of the melees after taking Krugs. And Double Lift able to get the passive double shot there to clean up the ward.
Very nice play from Double Lift, actually. Gets himself a spare CS. You can see right now, Sneaky and Bunny trying to play up, but support's still level 1. Sneaky taking damage already, so has to be careful. And Bunny, he wants to hit the creeps to give Sneaky a bit of extra health and some CS, but even Bjergsen coming down. They're actually looking, maybe just to spot out Meteos here.
Meteos is famous for being annoying when playing Bjergsen and trying to stop his recalls. Having a mid laner invade your jungle as you're trying to do the buff when they're only level 2. Trying to tilt Meteos from the very beginning here, Bjergsen. Also, you kind of fake that you're dropping a ward as well if you hover over to that side. So now he'll think that Bjergsen's got vision there. Svenskeren gonna repeat on the invade here for TSM. But no camps, so maybe he'll just walk on bottom, because right now Sven, you know, he's got the same idea of trying to invade Meteos again, but too slow here. And you'd think that they assume that most of those camps are gone. With the bottom lane of Cloud9 being pushed in as well, there's not many options for Sven down here unless C9 push out, which would be ill-advised, considering they're already losing 2 versus 1 control.
Yep, Sven does not commit either. Double Lift just keeps going back in. Bunny Fufu pops up Unbreakable. Gonna soak up some of that damage as Bifrost just going after Sneaky with his bindings. Doesn't even need them to stun. Just needs to harass us. TSM are TPing.
Whoa.
Aggressive dive perhaps. Bifrost gonna move his way forward. They're gonna chase in. Good double flash from Cloud9. Bifrost does not collect value.
Impact needs to punish now. TSM actually still here. Sneaky
gets him with the cocoon. Not gonna get caught out. The heal's there. The door might be enough. One more bullet. Double Lift gets it. That's first blood.
Sneaky walks back out. TSM have not left. They just made it a failed play from TSM, and yet they walk out and give him the kill in the end. TSM very happy to clean that one up. Waiting around the side there. Sven lands the cocoon, and what do you know? Happy birthday. First blood there for Double Lift. Giant CS lead because they had just made that play while pushing up in CS on the bottom side of the map. And now Cloud9 are facing a huge deficit. Demoralizing game to start here for them. They've been getting bullied in the 2 versus 1. And so this play, at worst, you press Sneaky and Bunny off of this wave and deny them that. At best, you're going to get that binding and you're going to get the first blood. But immediately, Cloud9 turn around and get aggressive to put that ward back. Sneaky paying the price here as Bunny tries to block, but the Unbreakable falls out and Double Lift walks up for the last shots. First blood, 20 CS lead. Lucian's going to bully you.
Holds us caught back up in CS as well, so doesn't even lose that much from the teleport play. Hyper aggressive from Cloud9 to get a tar dive there, but it all set up by the great play from the dual lane. So TSM putting an even faster pace on this particular game.
Quickly, yeah. That's the name of the game there, Pastry. The quick pace here from TSM. Very willing to pull the trigger.
You can see Bjergsen and Jensen though, still facing off here. Bjergsen up a bit on CS right now, charging up that tiering, getting a good discount on the mana each and every time. Svenskeren spotted by a Cloud9 blue ward is going to move over to their Gromp and see if he can't take it away. Should be successful in doing so, but knowledge is there for Cloud9. Meteos did look for a gank mid earlier, but couldn't quite convert on the back end of the play. Sven going to keep taking jungle away. Meteos actually nothing to take right now, but did get some wards down in TSM's blue side of the jungle. So just kind of trading cross map at this point as far as jungle go. Meteos doing a much better job this time of not falling behind because Sven's not on Italy, he's playing Elise.
But look at, you're playing TSM, they're continuing to make proactive plays here. Impact is about to go Meganar, but he's not level 6.
Gets slapped here as well. Tower dive now in motion. TSM gonna look for it. Miasma's down. Impact now can't go anywhere. Gets snared up, and that's an easy kill.
Again, TSM, jeez. They are not letting up, and they're making it look easy. Every play they go for. Bring multiple members. Just bully Cloud9 across the map. It's crazy that Haunter is up in CS on Shen as well. Now he's level 6. They don't have to stop making these cross-map plays. Shen's ready, stand united. They can do it again.
It feels like Sven is showing off the best parts of every jungler. Double Lift eats a snare from the Flourish. Doesn't follow up. Bifrost actually too threatening. Good door from Bunny Fufu stops that stun. Looks like Sneaky may have found a bit more traction in this lane, but he's still woefully behind in CS. And Doublelift is not deterred.
Nope. Half health still going in for the trades. They do have to be a little bit careful. Meteos is heading down the river. They do have vision, though. Defensive war gear. One thing about TSM's bottom lane, they play super aggressive and they can bully you. But when they know they don't have Sven around, when they know they don't have extra members, they've also been able to back off, even when they have this huge lead, this huge first blood, giant CS lead. Well, not so giant anymore, but able to back off, just do the gromp, wait for more pressure from the team. Sven moves in to answer the blue buff here because the other one's probably going to get taken away, he feels. He has seen while doing this, but there's nothing that Cloud9 can do. They can only go answer the blue take. They probably will do that. Only difference will be that Cloud9 can actually give it to Jensen, whereas TSM, Sven Skaren's going to take it, and Bjergsen will be on his own using the tier. And Cassiopeia's execute for Twin Fangs just to keep the mana game in her favor.
And there is the trade. Jensen collects the blue on TSM's side of the map, so effective stuff there from Cloud9, but like you mentioned, Bjergsen wouldn't be too sad about it. Biofrost trying to get him out of the jungle. Meteos a little too far forward, but a good bop in. Great ulti out. Biofrost flashes back towards the journey and gets out safely. Sneaky looking for it. Haunter's in as well.
Yep, snipes come through, but Shen ultimate already down. Again, Impact is in a situation to try and punish. TSM are trying to catch the rest of the team. This is a very similar situation. TSM actually just going to take up the Infernal.
Yeah, smart here not to overcommit to the play. Didn't want to chase. Nothing really happening on the kill front. So a quick Infernal Drake for TSM. And another great convert. Haunter able to use the ulti to join that fight with his team in trouble.
And he's got teleport. He can teleport back to that lane if he doesn't want to give up those minions that Impact has been pushing up. He might save it to try and answer. Nope, he's not even going to save it. So now Impact, at least for Cloud9, they do have the slight possibility of Impact trying to make a teleport play somewhere else on the map. Thing is, they're falling behind very quickly versus TSM, and they're having to make up ground already.
Well, Jensen with the blue buff now. Could fare pretty well in this mid lane. Currently pushing Bjergsen in as best he can, but he's Victor, so pretty easy for him to do so far. Again, looking for trades. Good dodge of the gravity field there from Bjergsen, who is keeping his distance and CSing safely where possible. Does have heal versus cleanse, so not a particularly explosive mid lane. Should be safe there, and Sven gets his own red buff this time around. Might look to make a play towards that top lane, or the Haunter's actually moving his way mid. TSM constantly moving around the map.
Yep, trying to set up plays. You know, they've got so much vision. Every time they go in for one of those other plays, they lay down vision behind them. Now they set up another one around mid lane. Meteos is here to try and counter, it looks like, but they're outnumbered. They better not overextend.
Oh, ulti's great for him. Biofrost snags two. And now Sven gonna dive in. Jensen flashes out, and Meteos pops Haunter in as well. Teleport's good, but there's the ulti out. Trying to clip Haunter. Not quite enough from Impact. Spirit's Refuge, no! Gonna get scooped back in by Impact, and Jensen gets a very well-earned kill.
C9 are able to make the turn. Impact's teleport does mean something for them, and they get the kill on Haunter. However, no objective for them afterwards. They have to return to the lanes to try and farm it out. Impact going to try and get back top lane and push that in before Haunter revives, because Haunter's going to have to take the long trek back the lane. Sneaky cutting off double lift, but he's Lucian and he has both summoner, so
just has to wait for that.
Probably be fine.
Oh, hello.
Oh, might have to flash the last one.
There's one.
You can flash
Sneaky,
this one.
so accurate. Does flash. Well played by double lift, but has to burn the summoner. Bit of health from Biofrost, but you'll be fine. Back to base you go, as we'll watch this one again.
So, remember, Meteos here is setting up a gank mid, but Cloud9 back off as soon as they see all TSM members reveal themselves. The big thing is Jensen flashing out of the taunt here after the stasis wears off. So, stasis and cocoon actually overlap.
Ooh, catch on the Meteos perhaps? No, C9 able to turn things around. Sven Skaren diving in. Haunter gonna ride him with the statue down of Bjergsen. Flash ulti's forward and look at the bunny Fufu. Bjergsen is gonna get him with the poison. And TSM now, it's their time to turn it around.
The extra global here, Stand United from Shen, is gonna turn it once again as they just power through. Another confrontation TSM started out, and they're able to finish it even through the Braum ultimate. Able to chase down Bunny Fufu.
Once we're even gonna get a swipe onto a ward. And actually might threaten Jensen again. This is absolutely a dive being set up. Jensen knows it. Got the cleanse ready, but no flash.
Yep.
Probably can't stay here.
Right, the one area TSM have, well, kind of baiting a little bit here. Everybody backs off, though. Look at that vision control that TSM have over Cloud9 territory. By the way, they're using Cloud9's own Raptor buff that they smited away to clear out Cloud9's wards in their own side of the jungle and put down their own pinks. Turret not long for this world.
Yep.
Or is it?
One hit probably. TSM looking to collect bottom turret for the second time in the series. Ulti gets 2 out, but they're too far through the journey. Meteos with a good attempt there, but TSM's dual lane is safe.
Yep. Little bit out of range there to throw it earlier. TSM's dual lane do escape. Cloud9 gonna try and get some damage on this turret, but they need that minion wave. They don't have too much to burn it down. Jin's not the quickest of turret destroyers.
Not enough bullets, man. Feels bad. Cloud9 gonna do what they can. Just setting up for a nice Q here. Oh, that one only hit one minion. That looks what it looked like.
Yeah, they might not even get any damage on this turret if Double Lift and them are coming down. In a little bit, actually. Zone them off. Been scaring it, by the way. Returning once again, same area of Cloud9 jungle. What you want to do is repeat on the same area because you've got control from your previous invades. He moves in. This must be the 3rd or 4th time he's taken away.
Yeah, not quite reflecting in the CS lead. Meteos going to look for another blue. Double Lift, though, is around, but he's kind of alone right now, actually roaming towards mid lane. Meteos is going to take that blue, so denies it from Jensen somewhat. And Sneaky actually looking to take the turret down.
Yep, and meanwhile, mid lane, TSM are looking to make another dive play here on Jensen. Jensen has cleanse, but no flash. Jensen should know. He's feeling it. Getting very scared here at the turret.
Sven, oh, he nails him. There's the instant cleanse out. Follow through. There's the ulti from Bifrost. The TSM chase. Miasma down. Jensen set up again, and Sven Scarron deletes him.
I mean, how do you play any safer than that? He's in between his turrets. He knows that they're around, but isn't able to evade the Bard ultimate follow-up there from Biofrost. Very nice Bard ultimate from him. It's been almost every champion that Biofrost plays. He's making these huge picks for the team. He's doing whatever he needs. And TSM still firing on all cylinders.
Yep, they actually turn it into a turret trade because Sneaky did get the bottom outer. Don't forget, Cloud9's bottom outer turret's pretty low as well, so TSM should likely get that back for themselves and stay up in turrets. Haunter and Impact still fighting, and Haunter's winning a little bit. Impact,
Mega
turn around. Hyper's there. There's the Gnarl.
Winning a little bit, not so much here.
Didn't win enough. Black Cleaver able to take out a 1v1. Nice play there from Impact in the top lane as Jensen returns. But it doesn't feel that safe after what happened before.
Yep, here's Meteos, and Meteos does have flash, so Double F should be dead.
Yep.
There should be no way.
Not even going to bother flashing. Actually, maybe that ulti's enough. There's the flash forward. Meteos actually might die in. Bifrost again! Can he save Double F? But no, he can't. Bifrost forced to take the journey away.
Yeah, I think the ultimate there for Meteos was a little bit off angle, and he almost gave Double Lift the scoot out there to freedom, but Sneaky's able to come in as well, snipe him down, and they do convert on the kill. A little bit closer than they wanted.
Still get it. Double Lift definitely greedy there, looking for some extra CS. That's not his right now. Sven Scarron taking a grump away, continuing to take stuff out of Cloud9's side of the jungle. And a potential dive here being lined up. Turret pressure will start here as a Haunter has moved that wave towards the top lane, and TSM looking to just zone Impact away and take another turret for themselves. This map really starting to open up now.
This is so fun watching these two teams go full offensive. Nobody really trying to block. Everyone just throwing punches. Nobody's trying to block at all. They're just taking them. But TSM are throwing about 2 for every one of Cloud9's, and they take down the extra turret here. Gonna get that global gold lead even more in their favor. See if Biofrost can keep Double Lift safe here as Cloud9 trying to overload the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, Meteos has been here for a long time, just sticking on this side of the map. Double Lift is forced to play back a little bit more, so he's kind of respecting his safety a bit after dying to Meteos earlier. Rift Tail though goes over to Haunter.
It makes it hard to trade sides of the map versus TSM when TSM are the ones with Shen, because they'll continue trading and taking top side, but then Stand United comes up, and TSM can actually play bottom and top. And it's each one of those times where TSM get a bit of a lead. You see Bjergsen, even though he's pushed up into C9 territory, he's very obviously playing to that top side where they know that Sven Scarron's invaded for the 5th time to take away their camps. So both teams are very clearly dividing the map as far as the jungle camps go.
Well, there's Ocean Drake for Cloud9, so a good objective there. Now one apiece on the Drake front. Double it. Feeling a bit better now that it seems like Cloud9's trio has left. You said it already. Lots of 2-for-1 trades here in favor of TSM. It feels like a similar story to the first game, but gold lead much more within touching distance this time around. Senna only down 2,500 gold, but
yeah.
if it's anything like last game, that could change awfully quick.
Very much still a manageable game here for Cloud9. And they look to pick off Double Lift again. He's farming in the side lane. Meteos is there. Gets shot, and they know he's there. The rest of TSM were on the way. So unless Cloud9 jump for that immediately and try to make quick work of it, they were going to get caught out. Will this turret finally fall? The minions do.
That caster creep.
Not so tall anymore, are you, turret?
No ton of DPS. And now 3,000 up for TSM. So bit of extra gold there. Kind of an elongated trade, but 3-1 currently the turret lead for TSM as they'll clear out red side jungle once more.
This is the longest time that we've had to breathe in the whole series, Pastry, as they slow down a little bit. Remember, though, Stand United, level 11. It's level 2 Stand United here for Hansler. Impact, he can join as well. It's just so much longer now. Plus, they're not even focusing bottom side. TSM roam up. They're trying to take out Impact, and he's just barely getting away. Doesn't have to burn his flash, so good there for Cloud9 as they can try and pressure mid during this move from TSM. This is really the first failed move that TSM have made, trying to pressure up on top side, and it only cost them about 100 health on the mid turret.
Yep, good bit of counterplay from Cloud9 though, certainly in the right area as Bjergsen's cutting off the wave.
Yeah, big thing here is actually Sneaky still split off, and he can't join the rest of the team. Cloud9 keep on having Sneaky there farming. Good dodge on the Bard ultimate by Cloud9, avoiding this one, because with Sneaky not there, that would have been some more kills for TSM.
Well, haunts it with the glimpse of the Void still active, so got it quite late once again in this game, so should extend his 1v1 prowess in the matchup. Impact though has been looking good, as Haunter does get that grab. Impact tried to steal it away, but no luck there with the side of the clock tower. Jensen always farming things up as per usual, does have perfect hex core built up already, so again, definitely a quieter moment in this game after the breakneck pace of the, first 1.5?
Yeah. I'm actually excited too, because now there's not a big enough gold lead for TSM, even though it is kind of bordering on having that huge impact on the team fights. But this is still a manageable gold lead here for Cloud9. They could still, come out ahead in the team fight if they're the ones to get either the Flash Gnar ultimate or the great initiation from Meteos. It's all about setting it up. That makes more of a difference than this, 4,000, 3 or 4. I guess it is 4,000 completely now. That's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's sort of a interesting break point in the game. TSM, some of their aggression has been stifled, but Cloud9 actually doing a much better job playing reactive this time around. Red buff, though, looking to go over to TSM. Meteos might want to get it. He does actually get it. Clean smite away.
Yeah, moral victory there. He didn't get the small one, so he didn't get all the experience and gold out of the camp, but at least he has his red buff.
He'll take it. TSM still looking for plays here. Bjergsen constantly wiggling his way towards top lane. Hoping he can't catch Impact sleeping. Meteos may be caught. Cocoon does hit, but no follow-up there. Meteos is actually pretty tanky at this point.
Yeah, dodges the spider there. He's got magic resist at least, so as long as Double Lift isn't the one shooting him, he's okay, but Double Lift can actually rip right through Meteos. Double Lift should definitely focus him on the front line, especially since he's Lucian and he's short range. Flat armor penetration versus someone with no armor built is great.
TSM actually around the Baron area right now, but a little too early for that particular play. No Drake to play to though for a minute 40. Means TSM are constantly looking to create room for Haunter here. See if they can't catch Impact again, but Natsman, Garen actually may be caught, repels down. Gonna come straight back down for it though. Protobout's out of the deadly flourish.
So what he was expecting there was the ult from Meteos. He was predicting Meteos to ult Sven back in since they knew that Sven just uses repel. But Meteos does not take the bait, and they get a ultimate out of TSM.
Yep, Monster actually burns Stand United to make sure his teammates stay safe. Double Lift though, here to collect the farm, so maybe Haunter's going to figure transferring to the bottom lane's a bit better use of his positioning. Sven almost caught, Firefrost saves him with a portal. But Pinkwood is going to fall there for TSM as Cloud9 starting to play up a bit more, it feels like.
And it's pretty dangerous for Cloud9 to play up. They are behind in gold. They actually are behind in item completion. And the territory that they have to set up one of those good initiations is only on their side of the map. They have no vision on TSM's side, so they can't see TSM setting up plays. They can't see TSM sending all their members up to the top side until they run into them in jungle, of course. But Cloud9 definitely would love to work for a little bit more vision to try and set this up. Because if they lose a team fight at this point, it's crucial. TSM already with a big gold lead, they could push through and destroy a lot.
And they might have to give up the next Drake as a result. It is up in 15 seconds, but TSM likely first to the objective, given the current split of the map. Sneaky still here in the top lane. He's going for the armor penetration build that I pointed out earlier. Gonna clear out this pink ward though, where he has a bit of time. Bunny Fufu there to make sure he's safe, but 2 items there for double as well. So both AD carries pretty ready at this stage.
Yeah, you see the difference here. A completed Black Cleaver does so much more than just that longsword that Sneaky wants to turn into. Probably the Duskblade to stack up on armor penetration. He could turn it into any number of BF sword items, but that's the most likely case. But the difference there in a team fight is huge because completed full items are so much more efficient with all the passives you get than just pieces. Meanwhile, though, TSM going to clean up another Drake, so they have got 2 to the 1 of Cloud9, and now they also have regeneration.
Yeah, Cloud9, I think, do the right thing, concede that objective, push out the wave in top lane, and then back away. Meteor's kind of running interference in the middle there as TSM still trying to peek in for a play.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud9 want that outer turret so badly, but they make the right call not to be too greedy. Come back down to defend their own. There it is. The turret eventually goes down to minions, so Cloud9 do get some of that global gold back. It's still a pretty big lead for TSM, though, as TSM looking at, for the first time, like they don't have step number 2 planned out already. For all of the rest of the series, TSM have had step 1, 2, and 3 ready to go as soon as they make their first play. But right now they're having a little bit of difficulty pinning Cloud9 down. I know they're looking for these Bard ultimates. They're looking for the Stand United from Shen to allow him to split push and get the minion wave in their control first. But Cloud9 have done a good job since then working with this gold deficit and trying to avoid TSM's clutches. Sneaky especially on the Jhin, playing the risky game of split pushing with Jhin.
Yeah, and it's been good coverage actually from Cloud9 to make sure he gets that farm, because he is still behind Doublelift on CS by a pretty significant amount. Bjergsen just gonna monster down those minion waves though. There's 2 items actually now done for both mid laners, so they're looking particularly strong as well. And there's the Duskblade also for Sneaky, so TSM pumping the brakes, so Cloud9 just defending well, whichever it is, has actually led Cloud9 to a pretty healthy spot, and does feel like soon enough they'll be kind of back to even-ish footing, and maybe then Cloud9 look to make a play. But TSM have slowed down considerably, which is surprising given how the first few minutes of this game started.
Yep, Cloud9 now actually grouping up in mid without Sneaky once again, so this 3-man squad has to be able to avoid the Bard ult.
And they do. Jensen forced to burn the flash, but he gets out of it. TSM, though, still holding onto that mid-outer turret. It's kind of a sore point for Cloud9, but they haven't been able to break through it just yet. It's really preventing them from pushing up into the map, but at least TSM, despite taking that turret early, have not been able to do the same as Bjergsen snared up. Good cocoon, though. Miasma's in. Svenskeren dives forward. Bjergsen still hitting shots, but he dodges the last one. Oh, no, he doesn't.
Oh, it's going to burn. He has to heal, yeah. The Deathfire touch on Jhin means that he would have burned to death. And the heal comes out from Bjergsen to save himself, but man, that was close.
Once again, I'm terrible at math, so I didn't quite count the last shot. Sneaky, though, not quite able to get the kill. Good presence of mind from Bjergsen to burn the summoner, but Cloud9 still looking to threaten from every single range, as this is funny. Biofrost and Bunny Fufu having a support battle. It's mostly about warding.
Yeah, TSM are trying to set up around Baron so they can bait Cloud9 out. They know that the only way Cloud9 win the team fight is if they get a great initiation. So if you reduce the vision, you force Cloud9 to come at you on your terms. Makes it so much easier to set that up. Meanwhile, I actually kind of want to check in on the 1 versus 1 because we haven't seen Haunter and Impact in quite a long time, and Impact actually has the Black Cleaver ready. You know, with the hyper procs, he can try and whittle him down. It's just that there's no vision either, so he's playing back. He's actually trying to come collapse and defend here as TSM 4-man strong push up mid, not answered at all. Sneaky is still, the split pushing Jhin is very dangerous, and it's costing Cloud9 flashes mid, it's costing them turrets mid. This farm on Sneaky, it better be worth it for C9 because they aren't getting anything else.
And this happened in the last game as well, as Bjergsen doesn't quite go all in for that one. But threatening Jensen. Oh.
They're gonna, Bio gets
forced to flash. Gravity Field's not enough. The magical journey out, but there's the Brawl ulti, doesn't quite chase. But Impact's in as well. Stand United onto Bjergsen. They're going to cut them off with the pass. Impact flashes in for the big ulti, but he doesn't find it. And now TSM going to turn it around. Haunter in the back, but a great Gravity Field might stand them up. Haunter very low, does take damage in the front. He'll get tied up, and that's the kill for Cloud9.
Ooh, touch and go there, and now it's Cloud9 with control of mid. Finally, first stage in the game, they can push up at the outer turret here. TSM gonna try and defend though. Bjergsen lays down the miasma.
Good snap for his trouble though. Meteos in, wants Bjergsen, gonna find it, but the ulti actually gets him through a bunny. Fufu leaps forward, and TSM are forced to retreat, but Sneaky flashes in and takes out Double Lift.
Gets him down, and they're gonna continue the push. Cloud9 are finally gaining momentum.
And it's looking good right now, but it's getting a bit awkward. Can't quite push that far. Sneaky finally shows up to a fight. Look what he gets, a kill on Double Lift.
Look what he gets. Hey, all that split pushing. The training out in the fields of the north there. Split pushing top lane as Jhin. Keen senses. This is very important though, because they're going to keep going after Jensen. They knew he didn't have flash. Biofrost is the first point where they want to try and lock him down. At this point, I thought Cloud9 were going to give up. But Impact forces this, and it looks bad because TSM get out of it without expending anything. They turn on him, and Meteos, the cast to separate tanks from DPS. TSM, their whole backline isn't doing anything right now as the Victor ultimate is zoning them. Jensen caught up the Shen in the gravity field, and they got to take out the tank while the entire rest of TSM were zoned out. Such a critical ult from Meteos, separating that team, and those are the types of great initiation we talked about for the front line of Cloud9, trying to set up for a victory for the team in a team fight. Remember, the lead from TSM was so big, they're still in the lead, even after that great comeback from Cloud9.
And you can see Cloud9, we're sensing it, as Double Lift and Spence going actually positioned around the Baron.
Yeah, nobody needs to face check anything here. They both know that at this stage in the game, you give up some more kills to TSM, they're going to roll over the Baron with those kills. They already have vision control of it. They've got Hanser split pushing. TSM trying to set up once again. And Cloud9 actually heading down through vision.
Oh, instant pings. That's a teleport out from Hanser. Smart play there to get himself to safety, but does have to expend a cooldown.
Yeah, not taking any chances with the recall. I don't know about the estimate for how quickly they would arrive, but good chunks on Bjergsen there for Cloud9.
Ooh, that's annoying. Cancels the recall. Bjergsen's like, all right, I'll go further back. Goes through the base gate, actually, and now I think he's just going to slither back home.
Yeah.
Cloud9's done a good job sort of containing the game. They're still behind, but they've closed the gap decently. And now 30 minutes in, those items are pretty much completed. The deficits that were there before aren't there.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to get their second Drake. Ocean Drake #2, that's not ideal for them. They'd much rather have almost any other Drake at this point because they already have the regeneration out of combat. And, you know, if you get out of combat, then you're going to be able to wait as long as you need to reinitiate. Don't really need the extra % there, but nonetheless, having 2 is better than having 1. Bunny face checks, actually.
Coon actually going to hit, but Unbreakable soaks a lot of damage. Pulse specking the Sneaky. Spin, Protobelt's in. That was aggressive. Forced to repel. Bifrost setting them up. Only gets Bunny Fufu in the ultimate. Isn't going to tag him either as he flashes out. Spence Garen low. They're going to go in for it. They want it. They'll take out Bunny. And Haunter now soaking damage in the front. Another binding finds one. And Meteos is forced to flash out. Impact is Mega now as Double Lift does get snared up as now Jensen cleanses his way to safety. These fights are so close.
Yep, Bunny got chunked out super early there, so he had nothing left after he burned the flash for the reinitiation on TSM. And now they're turning towards Baron with the health lead that they have. The teleport on Impact is coming up soon, though, so yeah, exactly. They got to abort mission, and they're just going to try and bait instead. How antsy will Cloud9 get? Because the face check is what just put them in this position to begin with. They can't afford to do another one.
Well, the blue trinket was used by Jensen, I believe, so it does get them some vision. Spence Garen cleans it out, but now C9 pretty much know it's a bait at this point.
Yep.
Ulti even there as well. Once again, Bjergsen gonna get chunked. Jensen's gonna find it with the slow Bifrost taking taking damage! Slams him from downtown, and now TSM 4v5 as Haunts is locked up. He'll taunt himself over the wall, but Jensen's still chasing.
Impact does have teleport, but he doesn't burn it. He's just walking over. Cloud9 can take out the vision, but it's only the support that's dead. This is a big risk still. Starting this Baron is...
Meteos! Eats a taunt, but now's over the wall. C9 trying to force another fight.
Yeah, you don't want to take Baron. Wow, the 4 members of TSM are still up. Most summoners are down, though.
Ooh, Jensen. It's safe. Gets away with it this time.
Yeah, Cocoon won't start Baron auto-attacking, I don't think, because it doesn't do any damage. So nothing he could really throw over the wall to start it.
And again, map sort of resets. Cloud9 making these fights very close. Sneaky's been excellent on the Jhin. You can see why it was banned in game 1. Let's watch this sniper gang.
Yeah, the long-range pick from Jhin. We keep talking about this pick, why it's so popular. And Jensen's right there to add more damage, so the threat from the bullets gets more and more as they get sucked in. Bio tried to block for Jensen, thus just getting sucked into the gravity field himself and ends up being the martyr. I'm sure TSM are much happier to have Bio go down than Bjergsen, but any pick is good money for Cloud9. As double lift, not exactly sure what the plan is right now. Might have Haunter stand united and on top of him to 2-man assassinate Impact, but let's see if they actually go for that play.
Maybe he's just taking a moment, you know?
I mean, Haunter could stand united on him. Double's got damage. They're gonna do it.
Yeah, this is the delivery.
Here we go.
Double is like, hello, pop your Banshees, and there we go! Stand united in, hop out from Impact, he flashes as well, but Haunter just get it with his taunt. Spirit's Refuge on top of him, and Impact now gonna get chased down. The 2-man squad, the most unlikely gank team. There's the calling out, and Impact goes down.
They did it! Double lift with the 007 cosplay here. Able to get behind enemy lines and take down Impact. Holy moly, that was a sick play, and they're going to get a turret for their efforts.
I'll call it creative, but it does work there. TSM going to take the tier 2 in bottom lane as well. Cloud9 not enough to threaten Baron. Teleport is up for Haunter, so they'll just take control of the area on Vision, and Cloud9 going to lose a turret for their trouble.
All right, well, it's not a Baron, so for Cloud9's sake, at least they didn't lose Baron for that play, but it definitely was a big swing back in TSM's favor. They haven't lost Baron yet. Let me amend that.
Well, TSM are starting it. They've got pretty good damage right now. They need double lift in the area. Meteos actually there as well, but he's going to get taken out. Cast might save him, but double goes straight back in, and that's 2 caught in the other blinding. Bunny Fufu gets stunned. Sneaky will survive for now. Bunny Fufu forced to burn the ulti as Lucian's going to get a double.
Double lift is on fire now. They are taking over the game. 34 minutes in. Baron is going to go down for TSM, and this will be the extra leverage that they need to get inside Cloud9's base.
And Cloud9 were playing it so patiently, but the creative setup from TSM.
Oh, man.
As Meteos, he has to face check here, but it's never safe.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have much, they didn't have very many options, but that one is definitely going to cost them. Double S right in there with the flash. Extra speed as well. He's actually going to be able to clean up now. Let's see, what did he build? Oh, he's got just the extra BF sword, not a full item.
Not yet.
Not yet.
TSM, big surge in gold now. 6,000 gold ahead after Cloud9 was slowly but surely closing the gap. TSM bust up wide open again. And this Baron buff is a huge threat at this stage in the game. We'll see what damage TSM can get done with it. As Sneaky again pushing top lane, but pops the Ghost Blade and runs away to safety.
Yeah, Biofrost's ultimate right now is just coming off cooldown. They didn't have Bard ulti for that pick. Just trying to run over there to grab him. Cloud9 now, they're faced with the difficult task of defending their inhibitor turrets, because you have to forfeit all your secondary ones. It's far too dangerous to defend those. There are too many flank opportunities for TSM, and they could just bully straight through. So Cloud9 bundled up inside their base with Elder Dragon, 5 seconds away. Not the situation you want to be in.
Yeah, Haunts are actually pushing it out, so I think TSM happy to just take this Drake away. Should have the waves all prepped and ready. Cloud9 looking to challenge for the buff, but I'm not sure it's advised at this stage. We'll see what Cloud9 decide, because it's kind of getting to a very tricky point in this game. TSM happy to wait it out, although someone did aggro the Elder Dragon. I think it was Bjergsen.
Meteos can steal it. You know, he's got flash up for the escape as well. He could commit, and he has committed to those types of steals before. TSM don't want to risk, and they decide to push instead.
Yep, they've got the Baron buff. Might as well siege with it. Feels much safer for TSM. But Cloud9 don't need too much of an opening here. TSM, little gun shy to go straight in for it. Hansa are busy creating pressure.
Yeah. Yo, poke is best used on mages, because if you poke double lift, he's going to be able to lifesteal back up. Because, well, is he running? Yeah, he's got the potion, so he's got Rathville. Plenty of lifesteal there. But Bjergsen has to find minions to get poison twin fang procs off on, which don't heal him as much. Right. Trying to.
Here's the commit though from TSM. This is dangerous actually. Cloud9 going to open up with a Jhin ulti. Sneaky again looking for it.
Sven.
Almost going to get him. Last bullet goes just wide.
Shen though, look at that split push from TSM. Hanser's at the inhibitor turret right now. That's all that TSM wanted. Delay Cloud9, pull them out onto the map. Inhibitor turret's probably going down.
Yep, and this is smart from TSM. They're actually going to full commit to the bottom half of the map because they saw Cloud9 think about a counter push. Cloud9 quickly rethink that option, and TSM have now broken the base in bottom lane.
Yeah, this is going to be rough for Cloud9. All those Baron-empowered minions helping take out the inhibitor.
Oh, Meteos! Huge play, but he finds Bjergsen, who's going to get Stand United on since Garen locked up in the front line, but the ulti goes wide out from Bifrost. Impact maybe looking to re-engage.
They saved the inhibitor just barely.
They found Hansa, but he's got a GA very tanky in the front line. His Impact can't keep going in. Oh! Back there with an R ulti. Hansa though still not dead. And Double Lift takes up Meteos. Now the GA is going to get popped by Hansa. Impact's going to fall down, and TSM explode in this bottom lane.
Yep, not able to get him enough into the wall. Backline avoids the Gnar ultimate, and TSM looking to go 2-0 versus Cloud9 here on Friday night.
They're going to take down the first Nexus turret. Do TSM commit some more? They're waiting for the minion wave. Cloud9 with only 2 to defend for 20 seconds minimum.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a hype killer. No minions. They're not down for the party quite yet, but here we go. Re-engage hype. Pastry.
All right, here we go. This turret's going to get threatened. But Cloud9 might have enough to defend the Nexus. Jhin ulti out again. Curtain call begins. For TSM, they are going to go for it. Cloud9 don't have enough resources. Hansa going to lock up Jensen. He's going to go now, and that will do it, Kobe. TSM 2-0 Cloud9. Those poor minions, man.
Yep, late to the party as usual. They're so slow. Just got to go back and usher them along with your Baron buff. Come on, little children. Let's go, ducklings.
Well, better late than never. TSM find the catch they need to take out the rest of the turrets, and another sweep, this time versus Cloud9, continuing an undefeated record, 11-0 now. As the only question starts to become, when do they lose a best of 3?
Doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon, as Cloud9 are a very formidable opponent, and TSM just making it look so clean.
I will say a strong showing from Cloud9. You can see the 2 Danish Midlanders hug it out at the end of the series. We talked about a lot of things we wanted to look for Cloud9. I think they showed a lot versus a strong opponent there in TSM, but unfortunately not enough to lift them all the way up into a game win or the series win. But Game 2 is much improved from Game 1, and it feels like some of their issues from last week have been ironed out since then.
They did have some really good picks. They were making, you know, counter plays on the other side of the map, but TSM, even when they looked like they were slowing down a little bit, they come up with a sneaky double lift play, sitting in the enemy territory, waiting for the split pusher to overextend. Never expected the AD carry lying in wait to deliver Shen.
And I mean, it sounds silly, and it was very fun to watch, but that really is just a product of the overall control that TSM have over the map. We saw Sneaky constantly pushing side lanes and getting punished, particularly in Game 1. Double Lift able to get away with a split push, and then somehow set up a Shen gank, and that sort of turned it around, and TSM eventually found their way into this game, and by the end of it, unfortunately for Cloud9, it was not close.
Yeah, I mean, Sven Skaren and Bjergsen both didn't even die in that game at all. In your Cassiopeia, and especially Sven there on Elise getting caught a couple times, TSM able to defend him. They've collapsed so well. They make so many roam plays as well, TSM, so you constantly have to try and keep track of every member and just expect them to be where in the situation where it's the worst possible situation for you. That's probably where they're going to be.
Yep, and I mean, Cloud9, again, a much better job sort of keeping that under control, but I mean, there were some, like, TSM reached pretty far into the bag of tricks this time. Hornsell level 4 teleport gank, I think, when they dived the bottom lane. Double lift helping the Shen right in. Like, yes, they got creative. Credit to Cloud9 there, but still such a strong showing from TSM. We showed that not only are they strong, they can get creative when they need to.
Definitely true for them, and looking good going forward for TSM.
Well, now for a post-game interview with TSM's masterful mid laner, let's send it down to Azael.
Hey guys, I'm Azael, and I'm here with the all-star mid laner of TSM, Bjergsen. Just completed the 2-0 sweep over Cloud9. You know, first off, I want to start by asking you a little bit about mid lane. You know, we saw Vladimir getting some nerfs. Jensen did play it in the first game. I've heard everything from, okay, this champion's worthless now, to no, it's still just as good. I'm curious to hear your opinion on where these mid laners are ranking in the new patch.
I think Vlad is still a really powerful pick right now. I'm not sure if he's like going to be constantly banned as he was in the previous weeks, but you're still going to be seeing him getting picked up early a lot and probably still having a really high presence overall. For Ryze, he was nerfed slightly, I believe, a couple patches ago, but again, he's also still a really strong champ. These are kind of champions where some teams choose to practice into them specifically with different picks and different playstyles, and you can choose to do that, but if you have no experience against it, they're just too strong.
For sure. So coming into this game, you know, playing against Jensen, is there anything that you do, you know, particularly to prepare against him, or is it just kind of another day at the office for you?
Jensen is probably the mid laner I play against the most in practice. The mid laner that I kind of talk to the most about what he thinks is strong, you know, different ways to play the game. So I actually know Jensen really well, and he knows me really well. So it's mostly about just, it is kind of another day at the office. Just a player that I played against a lot. He's extremely skillful, for sure.
Awesome. So, you know, in game one, you guys were pretty much in control macro-wise the whole time, but there was a lot of kills being traded back and forth. You know, it's a very hectic game. You know, how do you guys as a team stay calm in a game like that and continue to make, you know, the right call time and time again to just get ahead in the macro game?
For us, it's pretty simple. It's just looking at where you have an advantage, which lane you have an advantage on, and what the objective is that you're playing for. And then after you've established those two things, it's pretty simple how you're going to go through that. You're going to play through your strong lane, and you're going to play towards a certain objective. That's pretty much how we go with it.
All right, so you guys still haven't lost a best of 3. I gotta ask, are you going undefeated?
It's too early to say. I'm not sure if we'll go undefeated, but I'm hoping for it, obviously.
Well, fair enough. Thank you very much, Bjergsen, and congratulations on the 2-0 win. And that's gonna be it for me, guys. We're gonna send it back to Dash at the desk.
Thank you very much, Azael. I mean, TSM, they're looking strong. He asked, will they be undefeated? Bjergsen's unsure, but Cloud9 taking them down a second time. That's a big step in the right direction. Of course, there's a couple other top-tier teams they still have to face. But after this showing, I mean, the question remains, who's going to stop them?
Yeah, if there's anybody, it's Immortals, right? Because honestly, if you go down to like the nitty-gritty of how that best of 3 actually came out, they both gave each other their fastest losses of the split so far back then.
Right.
And then that last game was, you know, 3 kills, and then they started doing Rift Herald on Mortal side, and then 3 went back over. So it's honestly literally like one team fight, one decision separates those guys in the standings, and that's why we're seeing them so high up there, because this was supposed to be the 4th place Cloud9. And we just saw the separation, the delta between them. So there's a clear top 2, and there's a clear rest of the league.
Exactly. It became all that much clearer with tonight's series between these two teams. We had the expectation it would be closer. It wasn't. Let's dive into this game 2 and kind of pick this one apart a little bit, starting in that champion select. Of course, we saw the Cassiopeia come out for Bjergsen as we were just referencing, you know, the mid lane meta and how it might evolve. Okay, fine. The Vladimir still gets banned. Ryze still gets banned. Azir still gets banned, so we drop onto that Victor and the Cassiopeia. No surprises necessarily, but...
Yeah, honestly, really no surprise there that the Cassiopeia has been practiced by a lot of pros now. People realize it's a fantastic mid lane champion, adds another one that you can't be banned out. So you look at that, and Bjergsen is always going to get a hyper carry mid laner because there's just too many right now. You can't ban them out unless both teams agree, like, let's ban out only mid laners. Then there's a couple other OP champions left up, but I definitely think that this was a draft that kind of went a little bit standard here for both sides.
All right, well, the lane I want to ask you about, though, is actually this top lane, because Gnar is not something that's been played in the NA LCS aside from Zig prior to today. Impact choosing to pick it up, play it today, but to no avail necessarily. So I want to get your thoughts on Gnar as a pick in general, and then it into the Shen in this game.
It's still one of those things where we're seeing a kind of diversification here because Europe loves Gnar. They're going to pick Gnar pretty much every game top lane because it's that bully, it's that shove in. It's a little bit safer and has team fight prowess. So it's kind of like a ranged Aurelia during the laning phase. And then you get to the point where you're like, all right, I can have these great high moments where I just shove the entire team against the wall. Into a Shen, I think it's okay. Right? I think that he has a definite edge over Shen early, but he has to pigeonhole his build. So when there's a lot of AP threats on the team, he should be building like kind of mixed, but he needs a lot of gold because he's going for like Frozen Mallet first, Black Cleaver first. So he needs a lot before he comes online. So I personally don't really like the pick. I know that North America as a whole hasn't been on top of that pick yet, and it hasn't hurt us too much.
Well, this is the first showing. Wasn't successful in this series. We'll see if maybe it's successful with future series. Want to dive into gameplay. Our only replay for this one comes 34.5 minutes into the game. TSM 2-0 plus Baron on the back end of this, and a lot of this is just okay. Meteos wanting to contest the Baron. A very good peel from TSM.
Yeah, and I absolutely love the ultimate from Biofrost, the target swapping, and securing this Baron for themselves was absolutely important. They had picked off Impact ahead of time, and then they baited the Baron. So we're seeing a lot of teams just go for these things right off the bat, but if you know they're going to contest, they catch Meteos out of position, Doublelift is in a flanking position, and that's what you need to do is if the jungler is face checking, don't just run straight at him because he'll have a way to disengage with the cask. Make his decision really hard. Does he cask this guy? Does he cask these guys? Because if he had like hit Doublelift back, well, then he's going to get stunned by Biofrost, or maybe the ultimate comes his way. So you have to make their decision as hard as possible and put pressure on them. And that's what TSM have been doing with every team.
Yeah, very much so. Player of the game going to Doublelift this time around. Back on the Lucian that he loves so much. But again, it shows he's performing on this champion, so it only makes sense that they would throw him back onto it every time that it's available.
Yeah, he had some sick outplays in that. Sneaky was actually bodying him a little bit at the start of the game, and it was a really rough lane for them, but he came out on top, and this was a really close player of the game. It was kind of all over the place. It's like, where does this one go? And ultimately, I do think it was the outplay and the fact that he showed a great mechanical prowess and the decision in those split seconds that gave him player of the game.
Well, and it gets tough. When a team's winning this much, and they're winning as decisively as they are, you've got multiple top performers on the team, so it becomes very difficult to give player of the game.
And it's really interesting because when you start diving into like junglers and supports and them getting players of the game, it's like, okay, well, they facilitated this happening.
Yeah.
And when it's really hard to give player of the game, that's usually indicative of how good a team has been playing as a team. Because if a team loses its identity as individuals, then they're really playing to their fullest potential.
Exactly. All right, well, that's going to do it for our first series of the night, but there's more league action coming right up as Team Envy takes on Immortals in our second series of the evening. We're back in just 3.5.